My name is David Hasselhoff and this is my documentary on the disease known as Shekamfrika. I first came across Shekamfrika from a person down our local pub who knew I was into documentary filmmaking and suggested I go and see this chap Phillip, who you're about to meet, who claims to be a sufferer of Shekamfrika, which is a terribly afflicting disease which results in baldness and severe bodily functions. But rather than me just spout a lot of rubbish to you, I think we'll get Phillip to speak about it himself. So let's meet Phillip. So when was it that you discovered that you were indeed a Shekamfrika?
I went down the pub and there was a man there and he had a beard. I'd never spoken to this man, and I looked at him, he looked at me, and there was this unsaid thing, you know, like he didn't say anything, I didn't say anything, it was totally unsaid. And then he got up and left, and I knew then that I had Shekamfrika, that I was a Shekamfrika. Apparently it just affects tall people, good looking tall people, in their early 20s. Short people get Shekamfrika, which is a swelling of the legs, the thigh muscles, and what actually happens with that is their legs swell up.
What would you say was the main problems in everyday life being a Shekamfrika?
It's just a nightmare. If it's not the internal burping or the internal flatulence, it's external flatulence and external burping. It's just no good, and your feet swell as well. It's a nightmare.
By the question, I didn't actually mean, you know, the physical problems it can cause. I meant more the
mental problems.
No, the everyday problems.
The everyday problems.
Like walking down the street and.
I find it very hard to make cups of tea now.
Right.
And coffee, or any kind of cup, beverage type hold thing.
Sure.
I find passing water incredibly difficult because I'm not sure how, you know, the bridges are and stuff like that, how stable they are.
Right.
But I can still urinate fine.
And I believe you started a support group on this.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Underground Sufferers of Shekamfrika, how many members are there at present?
Well, there's one so far, and a guy I've been making contact with in Will. I've been emailing him. He thinks he might have it, so I've just kind of. He's not actually said it yet, but he thinks he might have it. But it's more of it's a kind of online, virtual kind of world for anyone who wants to stop by, talk about the Shekamfrika related problems, if any. So far I've put up every post, and even that means replying to myself sometimes, just to get word out there, you know, of this this affliction, because it affects so many people. There's no proof for that, but it does affect more or less everyone who's ever seen an orange, smelled a baby, been on a car, been in a car. Being on a car is different to being in a car. If you've ever been on the roof of a car, that's something to do with the galvanisation process with the paint. I don't know if it was in 1985 it all changed, the galvanisation process with paint and like the metal, something to do with the smelts as well. I think that's where the Russians come into it, because they actually do a process with smelting. It's called a Laskin process, and Laskin process translated means smelting of metal. And the smelting of the metal, obviously, they make the car frame, because cars are made out of metal, and then the paint gets put on them. And then if you're on that car, a Laskin car, that's how I think. No proof. You can get it.
Right.
And I was actually on a Laskin car when this took hold, and had an orange in my bag at the time, which is strange because I don't really like oranges. The website itself, it's kind of under construction at the moment.
Sure.
But it's a bit of a legal fight going on at the moment because I wanted to call it piercebrosnan.com, but apparently Pierce isn't too happy. But just to get it up and running,
Right.
just to get it out there, so people when they're checking out Pierce Brosnan, oh, what's he doing now? Just type it in Pierce Brosnan in Google, it comes up Pierce Brosnan, and then you go in and it's just a website about Pierce Brosnan. But I did say, well, the one I set up was piercebrosnan.co.uk, and it was welcome to this site. If you're a fan of Pierce Brosnan, you'll love this site. Click here to enter, and it was all about the world of Shekamfrika.
Sure.
My world.
But a lot of people will be going, this guy's not a Shekamfrika, this guy's bald.
Right.
And he's angry about it.
Right. Well, I say to them, prove it. You know, if you can prove that Shekamfrika does or doesn't exist, then I'll listen to any record you've got to play.